As we grow older, there's an unspoken belief that certain parts of life, especially intimacy, naturally fade away. But here's something many never hear. The moment intimacy vanishes from your life in the later years, subtle yet significant shifts begin to take place within your body, mind, and emotional well-being. When intimate connection fades, be it physical closeness or emotional warmth, it's not just desire that withers. Your heart's strength diminishes. Your memory begins to falter. Your emotional resilience wanes. Your self-worth quietly retreats. This is the silent struggle countless older adults face, yet almost no one speaks of it. I'm Dr. Sajid, Professor of Urology and Specialist in Men's Health at Baylor College of Medicine. With over 3 decades of experience working with thousands of older individuals, I've seen firsthand how a lack of intimacy can affect every aspect of health, from hormones to brain function, from cardiovascular vitality to emotional stability. The purpose of this conversation is to illuminate the science behind intimacy in later life and to help you understand what really happens to your body and spirit when sexual closeness disappears. More importantly, I'll share safe, natural, and compassionate ways to reignite connection and reclaim your vitality, no matter your age. So let's explore the profound impact intimacy, or the absence of it, has on the aging journey. This is more than just a health tip. It's a roadmap back to vibrancy. 1. The hormonal crash that speeds up aging. In my years of practice, I've seen it time and time again. An individual in their late 60s or early 70s walks into my office, weighed down by unexplained fatigue, diminished strength, mental fog, and a sense of emotional dullness. When I gently inquire about their intimacy or sex life, there's often a pause, a look away, and the quiet admission, "It's been a long time." What they don't always realize is that when sexual activity comes to a stop, there's a significant hormonal crash that can start cascading through the body. It's subtle at first, easily confused with typical aging, but it's far more influential than many think. Testosterone in men and estrogen in women are essential hormones that regulate everything from bone density and muscle tone to emotional stability and cognitive sharpness. These hormones naturally taper off with age, yes, but regular sexual activity actually helps maintain more balanced levels for longer. When intimacy is abandoned, these hormones plunge faster, leading to changes that may feel unsettling: sagging skin, weight gain, shrinking muscle, unstable moods, and less energy. But it doesn't stop at the body. Hormonal imbalance is closely linked to higher risks of cardiovascular problems, type 2 diabetes, and even Alzheimer's disease. It's not just a quality of life issue, it's a longevity issue, and most of it goes unnoticed until it's deeply entrenched. But there's hope. Maintaining or reigniting intimacy can help regulate hormone levels, slow aging, and improve everything from vitality to emotional balance. The brain's silent cry, memory loss, and mental fog. George was one of my most memorable patients. Smart, witty, and always full of energy. In his younger years, he managed a thriving business and devoured crossword puzzles like candy. But by his early 70s, something had shifted. He began forgetting names, repeating stories, losing his train of thought mid-sentence. His wife noticed. She was concerned. Medical tests were inconclusive until I asked about their intimacy. "We haven't been close in a while," he admitted quietly. "We just kind of let it go." This is where most people make a dangerous assumption, that intimacy is purely physical. In truth, it's deeply neurological. When we engage in physical closeness, our brains release powerful neurochemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, that do more than just make us feel good. They sharpen focus, they boost memory, they lift mood. Sexual intimacy also increases blood flow to the brain, stimulating neural activity and helping to keep cognitive decline at bay. Without this stimulation, the brain quietly suffers. Over time, forgetfulness sets in, social interaction becomes harder, frustration grows, and eventually many simply withdraw. What's heartbreaking is how preventable this can be. Reconnecting physically and emotionally can rekindle mental clarity, spark joy, and restore engagement with life. 3. Emotional despair, loneliness and the loss of self-worth. Margaret's words still echo in my mind. A widow in her late 60s, she confided, "I don't think anyone has touched me in 5 years. Sometimes I wonder if I still exist." This pain isn't rare. When intimacy disappears, emotional nourishment fades with it. We are wired for touch, for connection, for closeness. When these needs go unmet, emotional isolation sets in. It's easy to feel invisible. Even surrounded by family or a longtime spouse, a lack of physical affection can make someone feel completely alone. And when you feel undesired, you start to believe you're unworthy. Depression doesn't always scream, it often whispers. Fatigue, apathy, irritability, a loss of motivation to care for oneself. This silent despair eats away at confidence, dignity, and hope. But it doesn't have to be that way. Emotional and physical closeness can restore not just joy, but self-respect and aliveness. The unseen risk to your heart, Robert, a strong retired firefighter, came to me concerned about shortness of breath and chest tightness. His lifestyle was clean. He walked regularly, avoided processed food, and hadn't smoked in years. But when I asked about intimacy, he shrugged. Not in a long time. Here's what most don't know. Sexual intimacy isn't just about pleasure, it's a powerful cardiovascular exercise. The physical act and emotional closeness both support heart health by improving circulation, reducing stress hormones, and boosting nitric oxide, which keeps blood vessels flexible. Without that regular connection, the heart loses one of its most natural forms of regulation. Arteries stiffen, inflammation increases, the risk of heart attacks and strokes quietly rises. Long-term studies confirm this. Older adults with diminished sexual activity are more likely to develop cardiovascular problems. It's not about frequency, it's about consistency and connection. 5. Genital health declines without use. There's a phrase in medicine, use it or lose it. This is especially true for sexual health. When intimacy stops, the body doesn't pause, it adapts, and not in helpful ways. For men, decreased blood flow leads to weaker erections and eventual atrophy of penile tissue. Sensitivity declines, erectile dysfunction becomes harder to treat. For women, the vaginal walls become thinner, lubrication dries up, and tissues grow fragile. Without stimulation, intimacy can become painful or even impossible. Beyond the physical discomfort is the emotional toll, fear of rejection, shame, awkwardness, and grief. Many couples drift apart quietly, emotionally detached, not because of lack of love, but because of unspoken fear or shame about these changes. But these issues are not irreversible. With gentle care, communication, and often simple treatment, many of these changes can be managed or reversed. The key is not to wait until the damage feels permanent. 6. Rebuilding intimacy. Where to begin? Here's the part that matters most. It's not too late. No matter how long it's been, no matter what your age, you can rebuild intimacy and reignite connection. Start with your body. Gentle movement increases circulation and helps balance hormones. Nourish yourself with clean food and good rest. Reduce stress. A calm body welcomes closeness. If you have a partner, talk. Even if it feels awkward, touch their hand, offer a smile, share a memory. Intimacy doesn't start in the bedroom. It begins with kindness, and seek support. Talk to your doctor, explore natural therapies or safe treatments. Be proactive. You deserve joy, connection, and love. 7. Final thoughts. Your vitality still lives within you. Aging is not about fading away. It's about becoming more intentional, more tuned in to what truly matters. And intimacy is part of that. You are not invisible. Your desires are not shameful. Your need for love, touch, and connection is not silly. It is profoundly human. The science is clear. And so is the truth. When you choose to care for your intimacy, you choose to preserve your vitality. Not for the past, not to recapture youth, but to fully embrace who you are today. So start small, start now. This isn't about chasing what once was, it's about honoring what still is. Because it's never too late to begin again. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and comment. Your voice may inspire someone else to reconnect, rediscover, and reclaim the joy of being alive.